Hello again, Excel superheroes. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to show you how to run the Full UI locally on your own computer. The one Codcel just generated from your Excel sheet. Yes, that Excel sheet. In the previous video, we added our coffee spreadsheet to Codcel, clicked Generate Project, chose Codcel Dioxus Fullstack UI, and pressed Generate. And just like that, seconds later, Codcel created an entire full UI project from our spreadsheet. We then opened Codcel Fullstack UI and had a look at the source code, which, if you're an Excel superhero, probably looked like ancient runes written by overly confident developers. That's fine. We don't need to understand it today, we just need to run it. Now we're going to run this full UI locally on your computer. If you work in a large company, your IT department could absolutely deploy this to a server for you. They'd write tickets, have meetings about it, possibly schedule another meeting. But today, we're Excel superheroes. We're running it locally. Click the Build tab, then click Run on Terminal. This opens a terminal window and tries to run the project. Now, one of two things will happen. Best case, the server starts running immediately. If that happens, congratulations. You are already fully equipped. You can skip straight to the next video. More likely case, you'll see an error message saying something like, DX is not recognized. Don't panic, nothing is broken. No developers were harmed. This just means your computer doesn't yet have the tools it needs. And that's completely normal. If you're still here, it means we need to install a few things. Yes, it gets a little techie. But we're going to take this slowly, step by step, and with minimal stress. First up, Rust. Open your browser and type Rust into the search bar. Scroll down until you see Rust Programming Language and click it. This takes you to rustlang.org. We're on Windows for this video, so we'll show the Windows path. If you're on macOS or Linux, congratulations. You're already a bit dangerous. Just follow the instructions on the website for your system. On the Rust website, click Download Rust Init Executable. You'll see it downloading. This may take a minute or two. Perfect time to sip that emergency coffee. Once it finishes downloading, click Open File. A terminal window opens and asks you a question. Type 1, which means proceed with standard installation, and press Enter. Now we wait a little while as Rust installs itself. Eventually, you should see the message. Rust is installed now. Great. When you see that, press Enter to continue. Now open a new Windows PowerShell window. You can do this by typing PowerShell into the Windows search bar. In the terminal, type cargo --, version. You'll see a version number appear. For example, cargo 1.9 2.0. Your number might be newer. That's fine. Rust moves fast, unlike spreadsheets. Great. Rust is installed. Next, we'll install Dioxus, which is what powers the UI Codcel-generated for us. And don't worry, we're still very much in Excel superhero territory. Rust is installed. The computer is still cooperating. This is going very well. Now we're going to install Dioxus, which is the magic that turns your spreadsheet into a real working UI. And yes, we're still doing this without becoming developers. We're going to use Rust's built-in tool called Cargo to install everything we need. Open a new PowerShell window. Just type PowerShell into the Windows search bar. Now type cargo install cargo -binstall. Then press Enter. This will take a little while. Resist the urge to open another spreadsheet. Also, do not drink another emergency coffee right now. Your hands already shake enough around the keyboard. We'll give this a moment to finish. Once that completes, type cargo install Dioxus -kli, then press Enter. You may be asked, opt into telemetry. I typed no here. But you can choose yes or no. This is a judgment-free zone. This step also takes some time. Perfect moment to stare at the screen and quietly think. I used to just press F9 in Excel. You're doing great. At some point, Windows may show a pop-up asking, do you want to allow public and private networks to access this app? Click Allow. This does not mean your coffee spreadsheet is going on the internet. Yet, there will be another short wait here. Still no emergency coffee. At this point, switching to water is a responsible life choice. Once that finishes, type rust up target add wasm 32 -unknown, press enter. This is the final waiting moment, I promise. If Excel had loading bars like this, you'd have retired by now. Just let it finish. Let's check that everything worked. Once that's done, type dx version, press enter. You should see something like 0.7.2. If you see a version number, congratulations. You've officially installed Dioxus. You are now dangerously powerful. Next, we need to install Git. This is the last tool we need before running our full UI and seeing our spreadsheet come to life as a real application. And yes, it still started as Excel. Rust, installed, Dioxus, installed, patience, questionable, but holding. Now we're going to install Git. Git lets us download Codcel's open source components. Nothing hidden, no mystery binaries. You get the full source code, exactly what Codcel-generated. Transparency level, spreadsheet formulas you forgot to protect. On Windows, open your browser and go to git-scm.com. If you're on macOS or Linux, you probably already have Git. If you're not sure, just ask ChatGPT. How do I install Git on macOS? Or how do I install Git on Linux? That's literally allowed. On the Git website, click Install. Choose the correct version for your computer. Then, wait for it to download. This is a good moment to feel proud. You started with Excel. You are now installing developer tooling. Somewhere, an IT department just felt a disturbance in the force. Once the download finishes, click Open File. The Git Setup app will appear. Now comes the most technical part of this entire process. Click Next, then Next again, and yes, one more Next. Accept all the default settings. Git knows what it's doing. We don't need to micromanage it like a spreadsheet cell. Click Install. Give it a moment to finish. No emergency coffee. You've made it this far. Don't ruin it now. Once it completes, Git is installed. That's it. Everything you need is now on your machine. Now we'll run the Codcel full UI, see the app start, and interact with a real UI that came directly from your Excel file. All right, Excel superheroes, this is the moment everything comes together. Go to the Windows search bar again and type PowerShell. Open a fresh PowerShell window. This is important. New installs, like fresh starts. Just like spreadsheets after someone's been experimenting. Let's quickly check that Git installed correctly. Type Git minus version, press enter. If you see something like Git version 2.5, 2.0, perfect. Everything is installed correctly. And the good news? You should never have to do all of that again. Because we've installed new tools, we need to close Codcel completely. And then open it again. Yes, this fixes more things than anyone wants to admit. Now we'll open our existing project. Click Open, then click Browse. Select our coffee project folder. It's just a normal folder. Click Select Folder, then Open Project. This brings us to the Business Specifications page. Click the hamburger menu in the top right corner and select Codcel Fullstack UI. We already generated this project earlier, so there's no need to generate it again. Click the Build tab, then click Run on Terminal. This time, it should work. Now, fair warning. The first run takes some time. Rust is doing a lot of thinking right now. It's very careful, very thorough. The upside? Once it's done, it will be ridiculously fast forever. So we wait. No emergency coffee. Rust can smell fear. When it finishes, you should see 2 green bars, App and Server. This means it's running. You are now looking at a real working UI generated entirely from an Excel file. Take a moment. Open the app in your browser, copy the URL. Something like http://127.0.0.159514. Open your internet browser. Paste it into the address bar. Press Enter. And there it is, a simple web UI from a simple Excel sheet. You'll see Select Calculation. Open the drop-down and choose Cost. That's the name of our output. Right now, we only have one calculation. But in a real Excel file, you could have many. And you can even combine outputs. Click Go. Now you see our inputs. Emergency, coffee, tip. Let's compare this to our Excel file. In Excel, emergency coffee was set to £2.92. Tip was optional because we tagged it as ID, meaning it defaults to 0 if nothing is entered. And look, in the UI, tip is optional, exactly as designed. Click the example button in the top right corner. This fills in the values from our Excel sheet. Emergency coffee, £2.92. Tip, 0. Click Run. The result, £3.50. Exactly the same as Excel. That's proof the calculation works. Not hard-coded, not faked, but genuinely generated. Let's make our coffee a bit more premium. Increase the coffee price. Add a tip. Click Run. Now we get £5.20. Very classy. Now let's calm down. Set coffee to £2. Tip to 0. Click Run again. £2.40. And just like that, we've proven the calculation was generated in Rust. The UI was generated automatically. Nothing was hard-coded. Excel stayed Excel. It just leveled up. In the next video, we'll look at a very powerful feature in the UI called tests. This lets you run multiple test cases against your calculations, giving you real confidence that your spreadsheet logic is correct. To keep exploring Codcel, visit us anytime at Codcel.io. See you in the next video, and enjoy your emergency coffee.